that. However, if you look at who made up the Tennessee Confederate Pension Board, there's probably a lot of reason for them. So if you look at who all was there on the board. And then, again, information to the right, whatever other information I have. And there's more people on this list than is in Reverend Davis's book. And I'm convinced, and I think most everybody else, Bill and Mike probably would agree with me on this, is that there had to have been another book out there that predates the one that we've got right now. And so there's more people actually belong to the WB Take Camp than we all originally thought.
Right. Scroll over to the names. I
Go
need to
back to
find
the
out
names.
my wife's ancestors over there.
What's his last name?
Hecker.
From over at Tate Springs?
Yeah, Mineral Hills.
He's on here.
Because we can't find any documentation whether he was a member of the
It's HEA.
HEAC.
Scroll down some more there, please. He was in 5 or 6 different units.
Yes, he was.
No, he's in the other database.
No, because we've never found any,
Julius C.
no,
Okay, he's
William
in
Joseph Hecker. And we can't find any record whether he was in the Tate brigade or not.
Well, I know I've got him in the database. He may not have been a member that I was able to find.
Yeah, because he lived down in Bean Station.
Right. But there was
Then
a
he
lot of-
moved over to Morristown.
Right. Go back to the database right quick, please.
Yeah, I know he's in the database. We got him. I got his record, pension record. I got all that stuff.
Okay, because I know he was in a half a dozen different units.
Yes,
So.
yes, he was with. He was on the.
All the way down to the H's. You got a long way to go.
There's an article in the Confederate Veteran magazine back in 1918 about him.
Right.
And I said, how do they really know this? And I found his pension record, and it's almost verbatim.
Yeah.
I said, wow, this is great.
Yeah, if we were able to find any of these guys in any of their obituaries in the Confederate Veteran magazines, we flagged them in here also. There was a number of them that had some pretty good half-page obituaries in the magazine through the years. So, keep going, you got another 100 to go.
HEACKER.
Yeah. Right here you go. William Joseph.
William
Doctor.
Joseph.
This
That's
is
him.
4 different ones. Now, if you look, the 4th Tennessee Infantry is kind of the one I have a question about. But the 4th Tennessee Cavalry Ranters was a precursor unit to Ashby 2nd. So he's automatically going to show up in those 2 places.
And supposedly, he was with Morgan on the raid up in Ohio. He was captured, sent to Camp Chase.
Right.
And on his pension, it says he and some other people escaped on the 4th of July because it was raining. The guards were inside barracks. So he was able to escape. And then he made his way back, joined Brenner's unit at the time of Battle of Bean Station.
Okay.
There's a guy that works down at James White Court in Austin. He wrote a lot of books, a lot of internment books in the different counties around. I've got Grainger County. But he's got a lot of his names. He don't have anything else but all the cemeteries in the name.
Okay.
He might be a good contact to get some
Okay.
information. I can't remember his name, but I've got a book I can get it for you.
There was a book printed, or there is a book out, and also, actually, there's 2 different versions of it. There's one book that was put out a number of years ago that's supposedly got all of the Confederate soldiers that died at northern prisons listed by prison in there. However, the original records now are available online if you know where to find them. in what's called the NARA files, the NARA files, the National Archive files. out
Seen
of-
that file.
Yep. And if you know where to go find them, they're available on the internet. You can actually read the original ledger book entries now, which has never been out there. And that's how I found my 3 times great-grandfather, who was a political prisoner. We've hunted him for years, and his records finally appeared in some of that stuff, so.
Family Tree Maker has that database on version 8, but unfortunately, it cannot be imported to the current versions. It's just one of those quirks. But I have that list of prisoners on that one disc, and they can't help me.
Well, the Florida National Guard actually published a series of 5 volumes called Southern Prisoners Buried in Northern Prison Camps. It also is available electronically on the internet if you know where to go find it. But I've downloaded a lot of that stuff, and it'll be up at the archives. Plus, we found a book last year that lists some of that stuff that's now at the Longstreet Museum also. So more and more information comes up. You know, you never know. Yeah, more shelf space. We raised the money to build another museum for us all over.
Plus I have a whole file cabinet full of.
Yeah, yeah, we're still adding to that too. I got you another box to bring. I found the governor's letters from the Civil War the other day, so they'll also be up there. If you wanna read about the scallywag, Mr. Brownlow, and his predecessor, there's some pretty interesting information in there about the Civil War in Tennessee, so. Okay, let's close that down. Any other questions and we'll quit? Yes, sir.
We're only interested in the soldiers that were buried in the area. Not as they were from the area, but buried somewhere else.
Well, yes, there's a mixture of both of those in this database. If they came from the Lakeway region and they moved away from here, if I've got a record that they actually grew up in this area, I'm trying to get them the information and put it in the database so that we can track everybody that was from this area. And then we can also find the ones that are buried here.
Well, I'll tell you what the situation is. I had a great-grandfather that was from Hancock County.
Yes, sir.
And he was in the Union Army and the Cumberland Gap. And he was eventually sent to Nashville. And he died there. He was buried in Nashville cemetery. So you wouldn't want him there.
Yes, I would, because he's from Hancock County, he's part of this study. So, but we haven't gotten into the Union soldiers yet. I'm still working on the Union soldiers, but I'd like to have that information, yes, sir, please.
Well, I'll get in touch with you after the program.
Roy knows how to get hold of me.
Something else I want to say. I understand all my life that there are a lot of Civil War soldiers that are buried in the old Hampton Springs Cemetery.
Yes, sir.
With millstones.
Yes, sir.
And I heard from the time I was a child growing up, there used to be an old store right across Hampton Springs, Hampton Creek Road, from the spring, which is the old store is the building where the officials met to form Hamblen County. And during the Civil War, I think it was a store. And a soldier on one side or the other, I can't remember which side he was on, and anyway became sick. I think it was smallpox, best I remember. And so they were sheltering him, taking care of him there in the store. And he died there in the store building. Excuse me. And so they didn't want to take him out of the building and bury him. They didn't want to be singing and sheltering, you know, the soldier from the opposite side. So they took up the floorboards, some of the floorboards, inside the store and buried them underneath the store building. And I don't know if the body was ever moved.
To my knowledge, it wasn't. Actually, if anybody know Mac Merle here in town, he's got a story to tell about that particular person and some of his family. Yes, some of his family lore. That gentleman was a Union soldier. He did have smallpox, And he's buried underneath the entrance, where the old store was located, is the entrance to Brentwood subdivision off Panther Spring. He's buried in the middle of that intersection, under the road, as best everybody knows.
That was the Tate store.
That was that's right, Mr. Tate's store, the old Tate store, yes. But if
They
you,
should never have torn the building down, it's historical.
I agree.
Got pictures of it.
So, but yes, there's a lot of other stories that will come out in the process of doing all this. I mean, it's been real interesting, some of the other tales we've been told by family members and stuff, so. But yes, he is still there. He's got asphalt on top of him right now. He's not going anywhere. So,
Well, this store building wasn't, roadway.
no, that, see, all that was developed after the old store was torn down. So, but yes, he's still there. There's over 100 at Panther Creek, at Panther Springs Cemetery that are there.
And then there was no, according to my mother, see, I was from the general area, born and raised. So, my mother said that there was an old cemetery on down, that's very close to where Burl Brown, she didn't know what it was. But there was an old cemetery with just, bill stones. It could have been Civil War something.
Down close to where Merle Road turns and goes off to the right.
And yeah, and that,
Okay.
not exactly where the road is, but in that.
Okay.
She couldn't remember exactly where the cemetery was. See, that
Okay.
road has changed,
Yes.
which should never have happened.
Right. Yeah.
They moved the road on down closer to the creek.
Okay. We'll have to flag that because that's not one on our list, so it's a new one for us. And see, that's the only way we're gonna find out about some more of these, is some of that.
Donated property to the state park there. Supposedly the state, they removed all the tombstones from the family cemetery. And that they were stacked somewhere. And I read it somewhere that he was doing work up behind the black collar. I think that's what you were talking about, sort of, on 13th or somewhere. Is that he was explaining to me that they have been stacked somewhere. And, that as you turn in or go into Panthers, State Park, that they were, there's a cemetery there on the right side of that park.
Well, there's one down there in the, there's actually 3 or 4 cemeteries inside Panther Park, but now there's one, as you turn and go in, there's one across the street that's only got 1 or 2 graves in it, but it's basically covered up. But if you go further on into the park, there's a big open field on the right, and if you look, there's a little knoll there. There was a cemetery right there.
Maybe
And there's no markers there at all.
they were removed and stacked somewhere, that's reason.
Find out if they're still there somewhere.
On the right, back in the field,
I don't know where it was, I just ran into somebody behind the black collar at the, I was actually gravestone looking, and I had been into the library where, I guess these archives had been.
I think there were 2 or 3 days.
These were spoons,
Pardon?
these were spoons. SBO.
Spoonies. But those graves were.
The wood house.
Maybe a number of